the United Nations, there's actually 193 countries. But now, the first thing I want to say is that the United Nations has recognized the 193.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a week since we've had the Prodigy Talks. We're back again at 7 p.m. and I have a wonderful Prodigy here with me. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And today I have with me Yathaarth Murthy. Hello, Yathaarth. How are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Kevin. How are you?
Very well, thanks. So, Yathaarth, I would start off by asking, how's the pandemic been for you? And yes, please.
The pandemic situation initially was tough for me. Before coronavirus, I never really knew what a pandemic was. But the pandemic has its disadvantages and advantages, right? So, most of the times I miss my friends. I miss going to school, um, talking to my friends and everything physically. But the advantage to this is that I can actually spend more time with my parents now.
Very well. So I'm going to tell everybody a little about you. I normally don't start off by asking somebody to explain who they are. So you are an anthemologist,
Yes, that's
right?
correct.
And a lot of people wouldn't even know what that is.
Mm. Yeah,
So
I mean, a
for
lot of
the
people
audience
ask me.
out there, yeah, I think you should tell them who you are in terms of what you do. Tell us a little about yourself, your parents, if you can. Yeah,
Sure. My name is Yathaarth Murthy. I'm from Bangalore, and I'm a GCP awardee, and I'm honored to be one. I'm a two-time Limca record holder for singing the most number of national anthems, and I'm a three-time TEDx speaker. And my parents, Shilpa and Sprucy, they're both architects, and more than architects, they're my support system.
beautiful. So you have any siblings, Yathat?
No, I'm the only child.
Lovely. So you get all the attention.
Yeah.
And which grade are you in?
I'm studying in the ninth grade currently.
Beautiful. So, which school, if I may ask?
I study in the ninth grade at Vidyashul Academy.
Beautiful. So, your school's been going on, I suppose, right now?
Yes, we have online classes. It's been about 6, 7 months since we've been having it,
Okay.
roughly.
So, and how has it been going for you? Are you happy with the whole online thing at this point, or?
I mean, I've been able to adjust to it. I mean, now I'm getting used to the online school. But moreover, whatever I'm been missing most, like I said earlier, is actually physically chatting with my friends. But now, I mean, I guess we have to adjust to the new normal. And I mean, it's been tough initially, but now it's all good.
Beautiful. So, I hope you continue. I mean, this is for all the children out there. You'll continue to be safe. That's the most important thing. And I know things are tough for a lot of kids out there, missing the friends and the social interaction. I sincerely hope things are going to change very soon. But all said and done, when did this whole thing of being an anthemologist come to you? Did you have a love for national anthems? How did this whole thing start?
Um, well, it all started in June 2014, and I had my keyboard classes going on every night at 7 p.m. So it was just another music class, and then my teacher said he's going to teach me national anthems on the keyboard. So I was like, okay, national anthems on the keyboard sounds good. And after he taught me like four national anthems, which was India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Japan, it sort of lit a spark in me, and I decided that why not just start learning national anthems. And this was initially as a hobby. So I learned the four national anthems to be sung and on the keyboard. But then I asked my music teacher whether he could teach me any more anthems. But unfortunately, he didn't know any more anthems. So right after that, all the other the 260 countries national anthems that I've learned have all been through YouTube and Wikipedia.
So your love for anthems started off in 2014. So did you understand what all these anthems meant back then, or it was just the words uh, that you sang as songs?
Well, initially I never. I mean, I don't really go for the word to word meaning of the anthem, but I usually try to get the overall meaning of the anthem, like what the anthem is trying to convey, what the anthem's speaking about. So just like that, I've been able to learn a lot about the country and the history of the anthem as well.
Beautiful. So, and how many anthems do you know now?
Currently, I know 260 countries' national anthems.
And forgive me for asking, how many countries are there?
Well, according to the United Nations, there's actually 193 countries. But now, the first thing I want to say is that the United Nations has recognized the 193 countries, but there are a lot of other countries that haven't been recognized yet by the United Nations, or so you can call them non-UN members. Now, these non-UN members also have their own national anthem, and also some countries don't have an official national anthem, so they borrow the national anthem from another country. So, for example, Cyprus, they borrow their national anthem from Greece.
Mhm, mhm. And so, and in that there are 216.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a bit of a learning curve for all of us. So all of you out there, whatever you've been learning so far, you are yet to know more. So thanks for that, Yathaarth. Now, in all these national anthems, is there something that you heard once and then it's apart from the Indian national anthem, sort of struck you personally and said, "Wow,
yeah, definitely. The one national anthem that really intrigued me, that I mean still is my second favorite, is the South African national anthem. Well, this for two reasons mainly. All right, so the first reason is like I feel it's really melodious, and secondly, a fun fact as well. The national anthem of South Africa has five paragraphs and five different languages in it. So each paragraph has one different language of South Africa.
wow, that's something that I had to know." So it's good. And just going further into the whole anthemology. Now, is this like a proper study of anthems at this point? Has it been recognized?
Well, I did coin the word anthemologist because, like, I always felt you have biologists, sociologists, so why not have a term anthemologist? So, it's not really recognized as yet. I've been just telling people that I'm an anthemologist. So, when they ask that, it's basically a person who sings the national anthems and also studies the national anthems of different countries. So, for example, they study the history of the country, the culture, etc.
And has this gotten you into any place where you felt you wouldn't have got there without the anthems?
I'm sorry, could you
Apart
repeat the
from,
question?
see, so the being an anthemologist at your age, and knowing so many different countries, anthems, I'm sure has opened a few doors for you, where they're like, "Hey, how do you know that?" Apart from Global Child Prodigy, of course. Has there been any sort of an interesting place that you've been at because of the passion that you have for anthems?
Yeah, for sure. Mainly because I can sing national anthems of all the countries. A lot of diplomats have invited me. I mean, most of the times I sung at the national day, the country's national day. So, two memorable times I won't forget for where I was invited to sing national anthems was the opening ceremony of Her Excellency Dana Kush. She was the Consul General of Israel to South India, and I sang at her welcome ceremony. And I mean, she was in tears because of the way I was singing the national anthems. That was the one of the other doors that was open for me for singing national anthems. But secondly, as I progressed learning national anthems, I was invited to the United Nations in 2017 or 2018, if I'm not wrong, and they gave me a 2 hour platform to sing the national anthems to the visitors. So you got a lot of visitors coming to the United Nations. So if there was a visitor from Mexico, I would sing their national anthem, etc.
Lovely. So this has opened a lot of new relationships for you, and I sincerely hope that it also binds a lot of different countries and their history into one common union. So I have to ask you, but you've taken on the role of being, the goodwill ambassador of peace and positive change for India CSR. Tell us a little
Yes,
about
that's
that.
so. As I kept on, learning national anthems, Mr. Hussein Kumarji, he recognized my talent, and I was later on introduced to Mr. Hussein Kumarji and Mr. Samresh. Sorry, Hussein Kumarji, and like, he recognized my talent, and he decided to make me the goodwill ambassador of India to the United Nations.
So
India.
tell us a little about the India CSR. What sort of an organization are they, and what do they do?
I mean, India CSR, as we know, is corporate social relief, and like, what they do is like companies, they give percentage of their money towards India CSR, and this and all the money that India CSR receives from the company, they donate it to society. They give it to social causes. So that's what India CSR does. They help. They're out there to help society.
So lovely. No, it is amazing that India CSR is an integral body for those people who do not know. Internationally, it is weaved into the fabric of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, where we believe that corporate social responsibility should be on every company's charter, and to be their goodwill ambassador is something. So I'm sure a lot of companies are also watching you right now at this young age doing what you're doing. But I also read you're a social entrepreneur. Tell us a little about that background of yours, please.
Well, firstly, before I tell that, I just want to say that I like helping people. I mean, I always like to help people, be just helping my classmates in a math sum to actually going on a larger scale. Um, so like, I keep donating wherever possible, and one of the best things I've done as a social entrepreneur is conducting an online tambola, or Housey for a Cause, which is the name of the little group. So it was actually a WhatsApp tambola I was conducting, and like, it was a regular tambola session, but the only thing is that part of the money that we collected from the tambola was given to a social cause. So when we had the lockdown imposed, that time I collected juice and biscuits and donated it to our local police force. Similarly, one of the biggest projects I have done from Housey for a Cause, sorry, this one of the biggest projects I did from Housey for a Cause was donating um, money to an orphanage in Kenya, and this really helped them. So with the money I donated, um, I sang a song which is "I am a child of God" in Swahili, and they also sang back singing a mantra to us. So it was really a heart-touching moment, to see them singing that.
But I've also seen that you've done an amazing campaign to revive a 4.5-acre lake in Bangalore. How did that happen? And tell us a little about this initiative of yours.
Sure. It was actually part of a Wafuna project, which is World Federation of United Nations Association, and that that stands for Wafuna. And four of my classmates and me, we had to take a project which solved at least three of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, or UN SDGs. So we decided, like, we thought we'll just take up any small project, like um, donating to a shelter, helping out at an animal shelter. We thought of all the projects we needed, but then we decided that we'll take up a lake revival. I mean, it's never done. No, five teenagers haven't really revived a lake. So we decided, with the help of our mentor, the lake man of Bangalore, Mr. Anand Malikvar, we'll be reviving a 4.5-acre lake. So we took it up like probably in the end of last year, and we had to collect nearly 10 lakh rupees for the funds for the project. Well, we were able to collect the funds to fuel a dream, and unfortunately, through the process of collecting the funds, one of our teammates backed out, and we were short of 2 lakh rupees. So each of us would collect 2 lakh rupees. Five of us, each of us would collect 2 lakh rupees, and that would total up to 10 lakh rupees. Now, as I said, one of our team members had to back out, so we were short of 2 lakhs, and we were down to 8 lakhs. And this was really, we really didn't think we would be able to finish this lake revival before we had to present it at New York. So this is when Mr. Anand came in, and he reworked on the plan of the lake. And in the end, we were finally able to actually revive the lake within a month after that. And it was the first time a 4.5-acre lake was actually revived by teenagers. So we successfully finished the lake, and we presented it at New York, at the United Nations in New York.
That's wonderful. That's amazing. And where is this lake, Yathaarth?
It's in Bangalore. It's near Bannerghatta National Park.
Okay, so near Virat National Park. So people out there. And how long ago did this happen?
I'd say it's almost been a year since we started. I think nearly a year.
Very well, but that's an amazing effort for five teenagers and youngsters to go and do what you'll have just done. And I sincerely hope you revive and support more projects out there, because a lot of them could use your magic touch. Because yeah, water bodies are life, source for a lot of people, and what you'll have done is amazing. And kudos to you. So these friends of yours, they're your age, I suppose.
Yes. They're all my age.
Lovely, lovely. Congratulations to them as well. So wonderful effort. Yeah. Now, Yathaarth, I see you in as an entomologist. I see a lot of prospects and hope in terms of how this sort of spirals into something new for you in the future. I see your social enterprise in terms of what you've done here, and I see you in a little bit of the CSR space as well. Do you have a vision as to where you want to be in life, what you want to do? Have you thought about it?
Yes. My goal is to be representing India at the United Nations. Rather being an ambassador of India to the United Nations. That's like my ultimate goal.
Wonderful. And do you want to do that through the civil service route, or do you want to do that in your own capacity? Do you have any thoughts about that?
Well, I have started. I'm not really thought about it as yet, but I think I'm gonna be doing it in my own capacity. I'm gonna definitely be working hard to achieve my dream.
Very well. All the very best there. And I wish you the very, very best on that. And you've been recognized as one of the 100 prodigies in the Global Child Prodigies of 2020. How does that feel?
I mean, I'm honored to have received. It's been one of my first international recognitions, and I mean, it was simply an honor, to be there amongst like 100 other global child prodigies. It was not only a great opportunity that GCP gave us, but also we were able to, you know, meet other great talents at the awards ceremony.
It is amazing as to how all the kids out there have, and I said this, on stage there, that you're leaving footprints in the sands of time. Is there any other fellow prodigy that you look up to and you say, hey, that's an inspiring story? Is there anybody that I know a lot of them are inspiring, but all of them are? But is there anything that connected with you personally? Is anybody who connected with you personally amongst the prodigies?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the last part of the
I,
sentence?
I,
You
I
were
asked,
breaking
is
up
there
there.
any prodigy that you connected with personally and felt that is an inspiring story?
Yeah, one of the prodigy I really like, I'm good friends with, and I really look up to is Miss Stacey.
Yeah.
She was the author. And one person who wasn't at the GCP summit and I used to look up to is like Capri Everett. She also sings the national anthems, but the only thing is she holds a Guinness World Record for singing the national anthem of 80 countries. She sang it on their soil, so she traveled to 80 countries and sang it over there.
Very well. That's an inspiring story. I did speak with Stacey Fru. She's an amazing young woman and a lot of grit and clarity. And I sincerely hope your friendship blossoms and you two do some wonderful things. Yathaarth, it was lovely talking to you. Thanks for being on the show. Stay safe. Is there anything that you want to tell the audience out there, which are kids and parents, all of them? Is there anything you'd like to tell them?
Um, Firstly, I hope you all are staying safe and staying home. And secondly, if you have a dream, you the only thing you got to do is work hard to it. I mean, for me, I was able to get to know what my dream was only when I was what say I was 12 or something. I realized that I really want to be an ambassador for India to the United Nations. So all you need to do is keep working hard towards your dream because any obstacle that comes your way is only temporary. And even though like it that may deter you and not make you go any further, you have to just keep striving for your dream and eventually it's gonna come true.
Very well. Strong words indeed, but definitely spoken with a lot of humility. Thanks a lot for the Yathaarth. My best wishes to you and your family. I look forward to seeing you anytime when our, paths cross. All the very best to you, Yathaarth.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin.
And to you all out there, thanks for tuning in. We're back again at 7 p.m. tomorrow and then the day after as well. Look forward to seeing you all again at the Prodigy Talks and meeting more prodigies. We have a lot more to cover over the next many months and hope you stay with us through the entire journey. See you all. Take care. Stay safe. Bye bye.